So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Recording this right after my Zoro video yesterday. And yeah, today I'll talk about the other new legend in Sanji, who I feel will be way more relevant. As I said yesterday, no idea why they always prefer Sanji over Zoro, but that's the situation we're in. So yeah, let's take a look at the Sanji here. And he's a Psy Fighter free spirit. And yeah, he has a Super Tandem, which already makes him better than Zoro, since Super Tandem is the strongest unique potential ability like this, for sure. Hunger is also pretty nice to have. I presume he has a perfect crit. He doesn't. That's just dumb, but sure. Zoro makes it perfect, but like, why not always make it perfect, because crit is bad. Anyway, I talked about that in the last video. Sanji is also a super class fighter, which makes sense, I guess. Captain ability. Similar problems like Zoro in that the actual captain ability doesn't really do much. Made up a bit by a stronger super, which we'll get to. But the Psy Fighter Free Spirit 5.75 times attack, 1.3 times HP, Fighter Free Spirit Psy recover time slots and matching slot effects. So basically same as Zoro, main difference is that Sanji also makes recovery matching, so that's a bit better. If you uses a special to apply additive chain multiplier boost, you extend that for one turn, so I'd say that's better than Zoro's extending base attack boosts. Allows crew to obtain recovery slots with perfect taps and reduces damage taken by 10%. The damage reduction is a bit whatever, but being able to consume recovery when hitting perfect is pretty nice. But yeah, he does need some more utility, I'd say. The super class, as with Zoro, I think 2 is dumb requirement. It should just be 1, but sure. All straw has at least. Radio has some good units. Not really Pudding and Ivanko, but yeah. You get minus 10 CDs you can try and set up for a pseudo double special. Change character slots including block 2 tandems. That's one way to get the tandem morph for his super tandem. We also have stuff like the Sora support, which can be nice for final stage. He reduces enemies' defense by 50%, ignoring death down or full immunity. So that's nice, since he does death down conditionally in his specials. He has some way to get the death down at least through full immunity. Oops. I'll just charge it after this. We also boost the type effects of normal attacks for Psy, Fighter and Free Spirit by 2.25 times for 2 turns. And Fighter becomes Super Fighter. And yeah, he's about buffing color affinities. It's nice he can get it himself. I will say that this Sanji is probably meant to be used with the new Shanks, since they share color. And like, you can get some outrageous color affinity on Shanks with this. So I think that's the guess. One weakness, of course, is that color affinity is not the strongest buff, but it's still a very meta relevant buff that you will want on most teams. Even if you probably don't need a 5 times color affinity buff on many teams, so to say. As for the special, remember, just like Zoro, Sanji also has a sailor that can basically give him a pseudo double special. I will also again highlight the issues with this, in that it's 10 turns reduction. Sanji is 13 CD, you lack 3 CD. Even if you transition a stage, you lack 1 CD. And even then, that assumes limit break expansion. You might not want to limit break expand these units. So it has its flaws. But yeah, basically Sanji reduces bind by 7 turns, which is on good utility. You get a 2.75 times death down conditional, which is a strong conditional for sure. You get a plus 1.7 chain boost for 2 turns, also solid numbers. And you can buff color affinities 2 times. And if you already used his special this turn, I just noticed this. I didn't notice this on Zoro either. It makes these units even worse, since you're forced to use it the same turn. So You're basically forced to use a lot of seed reduction units to make this work, which is pretty unrealistic, I'd say. Like, they made, of course, Seth and Queena to work with them, but are you going to use them? Like, no. But yeah, the buff to chain boost is nice, plus 0.7, can set up about 2.4 chain boost, which is a bit of overkill, I guess. Like, sure, a high chain boost is pretty nice, but it's more worth to stack different chain buffs than just increasing the chain boost. And they also increased the type effects by plus 0.5. So with Shanks, for example, if you use his special at max effect, 4 times call affinity to Sanji, you can get it to plus 5 times call affinity. But of course, if you also add the Ace to it, you can use Shanks, 4 times call affinity, then Ace, 6 times call affinity, and then Sanji, potentially get it to 6.5, which sounds like a meme because it is a meme, but it's a cool meme. I'll give them that. Definitely going to try and do something with that for fun. See, I'd say this is better than Zoro, mainly because the buffs you get are actually relevant. Like, one issue, of course, is that the death down either requires Sanji to be captain, which you might not want a lot of the time, while Zoro doesn't really need that. So in some ways, Zoro is a better sub since he isn't really required to be captain, but at the same time, Sanji's buffs are relevant, so Zoro's really aren't. Zoro also has the Nami support to set defense to 0, so he has some support that can help him. Sanji, I mean. I think I said Zoro, but I mean Sanji. But yeah, death down is better, chain boost is better. As captain, you also get call affinity that you can potentially buff. Like, it is interesting. So I do think he will probably be a bit more relevant, but thinking about it again, probably not the best legend either, but at least he's like fine. I'd say he's fine at least. So we take that. Super Tandem. And for some reason they made it really steep. You need 3 specific characters. Like, calm down, Bandai. Like, this is not a pretty good Super Tandem, but it's not that bad. It's not that good. But yeah, you get 2.25 times at tandem attack boost for fight and free spirit, and it further increases cruise damage boost by plus 0.2, which can be cool with Sanji since he also lets you buff like call affinity more. So you can add another small call affinity buff, and if you haven't buffed other stuff, you can buff them again. So like, it's fine. Like, it's pretty similar to stuff like Super Shugo Nami and Super Shugo Zoro, but they only buff conditionals. This is every buff apparently. I do think though that Nami and Zoro has the same wording, so it might be that this is also just conditionals, which would be pretty funny that they still haven't fixed it. But sure. I don't think it makes a big difference though, personally. Support. Seth, Iwanko, Radio Pudding, and if you're binded, you just get a small heal and reboot 2 turns of bind. Great support. Really want him for that. So we take those. So okay, in PvE, I'd say he's a bit better than Zoro as long as you run him as captain, but yeah, you probably don't want to run him as captain, so not sure. Hop stats, that's getting completely useless the way they span that ability. Not the as good rumble ability as Zoro had. You lack the def up, but yeah, you'll be able to do a lot of damage against Int, I guess. That's cool. Special, not sure exactly how good it is, but they're basically continuing this meme that Sai and Int just try and debuff each other to infinity, and like, it kind of cancels each other out. I feel like I hate doing Int versus Sai versus Int. I don't really like it, but yeah, Sanji has a unique role of hitting hard versus Int. Never been done before in this game, but he might be pretty good at it. Like, you get some attack up, you hit targets with low def or potentially getting some KOs before using the big nuke when you hit 3 Int type enemies ignoring death for 1.5 times damage. Like that might actually make Sanji meta relevant in PvP against Int, so I guess that's something. And since he's a normal legend, you'll probably be able to get him pretty good in Wested, so yeah. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, that's my Zoro and Sunny videos. Not the best legends, and yeah, some have been a bit worried about this, like they're going to do 7 more of these legends, like are all 7 of them going to be on this level? And it's not like the Luffy was that amazing either, like is that really how you're going to continue this 10th anniversary celebration? Like imagine if the next bad is like Nami Usopp and we're like at this level of units, like I feel like interest is going to be lost pretty quick. But yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.